We got the media team in here. We're the media
We're the
team.
media team. We got content. TV's in the go. We got TV in the go, Wack.
You looking for that fire Clubhouse content? Well, you need to subscribe to the homie. Hey, yo, Clubhouse TV. Let's get to the content.
That's a good one.
In the block.
What's poppin'?
Hey, Adam.
How's everybody
What's
doing?
going on?
Adam.
Adam, what it do? What it do?
Where's my girl R&B at?
That ain't your girl, my
What up,
Apple in my
22
eye,
stir?
Your girl
Now
name
he
is
cheating on
Lena.
me.
Your girl name is Lena, nigga.
Man is old school.
Now the nigga want to break up with her. He said some slick shit. It's gonna come out today. He said some slick shit, R&B. I let it ride.
What you say, 22 stir?
I'm gonna let you.
You breezed past that. I thought you didn't notice.
Oh, I called. What? I told her as soon as I got home.
I think it was. I was asking for this like can of Starbucks coffee, and I was like, "Yo, let me get that black can." And then I forget, but somehow it became an R&B joke.
So now I'm a black can?
I said,
You got a nice can.
Oh, a nice can. Okay, so I was thinking more like a Coca-Cola bottle or
You know
something.
what I'm saying?
I'm
So
sure
now
we can do that too.
I said that I stay at home all day, and he said some shit like, well, I see why you stay at home all day, like some slick shit, like R&B would keep me at home. He said some slick shit.
That's okay, 22 stir. We're going to do that partner swap pretty soon, so it's okay.
He don't want no parts of that.
Man, I don't know, man.
I'm going to
This
end
guy's
up
too
up.
horny.
I'm going to end up with two.
I don't know. I might be able to take Lena down. I'm telling you, Adam. I might, I might snatch her. Up.
Hey, man, once you go black, you never go back. But she went black, and she came back. So I feel like
That's a fact.
I can't be too scared, you know?
Bars.
What up, man? Listen, it been a while since Adam been in here. You know, it was an uproar because y'all felt like he disrespected y'all. I said, I'm going to bring him, but that's my brother. We got to keep it respectable. But y'all can ask him questions because he said something like he don't give a shit about those little 40 people over there.
No.
Oh, he really talking
Your
crazy.
little,
What are you talking about?
Gang.
40 of us.
Nobody
cares.
Not too much, Adam.
I'm popping my shit.
Not too much, man. That was crazy.
Yeah, Adam, you gotta chill out, man.
So hold on, Adam. What about your little no jumper gang over there? You know, the Remos and the Flacos and the Trick Babies. You don't think that's a little
Trick?
no jumper gang?
Trick?
Yes, he's he's Trick Baby, not the Bricc.
I'm not. He says I'm not part of the gang. I'm just a visiting guest. So, you know.
Nah, I mean, you definitely are in a different category for sure. We got to keep you away from everybody else.
I don't know. What do you talk? Bro, me and Lush get along just fine.
True.
Me and Flacco get along just fine. I made the attempt to do the Bricc Baby meetup, and he canceled. I didn't cancel. I was trying to get everybody right. Him right, me right, Loose right. Loose part of my circle. Right now, it would have been an explosion. Fucking building would have been crazy.
Nah, that would have been fire, but it turns out your pussy ain't good enough.
Huh?
I'm dead.
No, that's your man.
Damn, blood.
No,
Not
that got
crazy.
something to do with that word, because I don't know where that came from.
That's boy pussy.
Yeah, that is boy pussy. Hey, Adam.
I heard
There's no
Goofy's mad about it.
there's no such a thing as boy pussy. Like what?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
No,
It's
there's
definitely
not.
Turn that damn mic down. Is this something that was said on No Jumper before he said that on Cam Capone?
Nah, he never said that to me. That was an exclusive.
Yo, now hold on, Adam. I think I'm kind of responsible for this. Because maybe a few segments ago, I said, yo, respectfully, Bricc, I believe, is out of the streets and he's on his way just to be on the podcast entertainer side and not give a fuck. And I've been noticing the on hoods, dead homies, on 6-0 he's been slowing down. Remember, I was serious. I said if I challenge him to stop saying that so much and just take his rightfully position on this side of the business, I think he's done with the streets.
Wow, I don't know. He ain't told me yet if that's true, but
I mean, because he got to be trolling. I'm saying that's trolling, but his disposition he takes, he can't troll like that. I can't troll like that.
I was a little shocked by that one. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, but okay, but think about that. If you decided that you wanted to drop your flag and your way of dropping it was just to start saying gay shit on podcasts, that would be pretty fucking cool,
No,
man.
I just think just not to give a fuck. Just
Yeah, I don't know.
do what you want. Fuck it. You know.
I'll support him if that's the direction he wants to go in, but I don't know. He hasn't made that clear to me yet.
I don't
Okay.
think he
AB.
dropped his flag though. I think his flag dropped him. You know what I'm saying?
Wow, yeah, I don't know nothing about
Well,
that.
I would tell you in these days, you will have a group of people from your neighborhood that will say things that they won't say to your face. And then you have a group of people from your neighborhood that's going to continue to support you for what you say you are. That's just how it works. You know what I'm saying? I hear people with loose. I was arguing with little dude the other day over there about loose cannon, right? But when I pull up on loose cannons, right, I know what's with him. So, that's just how, especially when you're dealing with big neighborhoods. I don't know no one guy that's just favored and loved by everybody in the neighborhood. I haven't seen that yet. Somebody's going to have an issue with you. Somebody's going to be jealous of your positioning. Somebody's going to have a story about you before you became who you are today. It's just what it is. So, end of the day, I'm not gonna say where he's not from. I will say there's some people over there that will say they don't acknowledge him as that. And I will say I don't believe Bricc is doing anything these days to try to further that or solidify I'm still that guy doing all these things. I don't think he's doing that. I think he looks at his kids and his wife before anything, personally.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, honestly, we ain't talked about anything like that. So if his feelings have changed on his allegiances, then that's news to me. But I was surprised by the good Bussy comment. I heard Gucci Mane's not too happy about it.
He'll never respond verbally.
Gucci?
Nah, he's not gonna respond verbally. You might hear something in the song one day and 2 years from now, but Gucci's not responding to that shit verbally.
Nah,
Nah.
but we heard from a friend of a friend that he wasn't feeling it.
And he need to probably stay out of Atlanta and Florida for a little while.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
a
that's a
fact.
fact. He gonna have some issues. He bump into some niggas that love Gucci.
Yeah, he need to stay out of. I wish he wouldn't have did that because Bricc be trying to move around. Pull the team up. Just don't mind people up. AB, I know you had some questions. Y'all had some Q&As for this for my white counterpart. That is my brother. Let's make sure we keep it respectful. And
White 100.
Go ahead on. Y'all got the floor.
What's up, Adam? Welcome to the 100 floor. We appreciate you coming through. Adam22, no jumper, plug talk. Okay, we gonna get into it, Adam. Again, I just want to welcome you to the 100 floor with Wack 100 and Queen RMB. Team, y'all ready to get this rocking and rolling? Let me get a 100, y'all.
Let's go, AB.
Let's get it, man.
Get it.
All right. So, Adam, I know you came from the BMX culture. I know that's where you started. Now, how did you get into podcasting and eventually into hip hop?
I mean, I always been into rap, but I always thought that I wasn't going to be able to have a position in the industry or whatever. But then as I was watching the podcast and shit take off in terms of I was watching Combat Jack and Joe Budden and all that kind of shit. And it kind of occurred to me that I was close to a lot of the underground shit, a lot of the SoundCloud shit that was popping off at that time. And none of the podcasters that I was into were doing anything with any of the artists that I was fucking with. And I'm looking at these guys damn, these dudes are getting millions of views on their shit. So somebody got to interview them. And I already had the whole setup to be doing that because I was doing the BMX content. And at the same time, I was going to all these parties downtown LA, meeting a lot of important underground rappers at that time. So it just kind of was natural for me to pivot into doing that shit. And then within the first year of me doing that shit, I interviewed XXX Tentacion. And then that all of a sudden had like every label and a lot of like big rapper managers hitting me up and shit like that. So that was kind of my entry point into the industry. And then ever since then, I've just been doing everything I can, just trying to grind just with that little bit of momentum that I got from that interview. Well, I shouldn't say a little bit because that was a big fucking deal at the time, but yeah.
Okay, all right. Yes, you are a big fucking deal at the time and right now. And and with that, I will ask you, running a platform like No Jumper, that involves navigating like different, legal risks. How have those challenges affected the way you approach content creation and platform management?
Well, sometimes you'll hire somebody and you think that they have good intentions and you think that they seem like a decent person, and then all of a sudden they're making up a conspiracy about getting shot and trying to extort money out of you. So, I've seen it all the way from like really good people to the worst of the worst in terms of how people engage with the platform. And it's taught me a lot in terms of like how you should manage your relationships with people. Somebody like Wack, I've had nothing but good relationships with, and he was the one that everybody told me to be worried about. And then meanwhile there are other people that nobody ever warned me about who ended up kind of being the slipperiest type people in terms of being shady as fuck. So
Yo, Adam, check it out. Keep it real, bro. We've been rocking for a minute, right?
yeah.
It's certain things that I know for a fact, as a brother, as a business partner, you would never do. Real shit. One
Right.
thing I know, if you got a fucking problem with me, I tell people, Adam ain't no motherfucking punk. He gonna tell you straight up. He real easy to have a conversation with, because he gonna fucking tell you. If you ask him some shit, whether the fuck you want to hear it or not, he gonna say whatever he want to say. Right? Adam, we've been rocking for a while. You feel I got your back?
For sure. I got nothing but love for Wack. And Wack, it's like everybody wants to treat him like he's this conspiracy theorist and as if he's just making up shit about people all the time. But I mean, there's a fine line between trolling and truth. But more often than not, he's keeping it real. So I got to give it to him. I mean, I'm not convinced that Rockstar's a heroin addict like he tried to convince me the other day. But Rockstar was just hitting me up complaining because I came on here and I didn't go in his
It
clubhouse
did
room.
it. Yo, Rockstar gotta understand his levels to this shit. You on the other side. That's just like me going over there and doing some shit with somebody I know better. People don't understand politics and shit. You know what I'm saying? They don't get it. They don't understand it. One thing, I don't give a fuck would have never happened, regardless of what happened. They will never ever use, this is my words out of my mouth, Adam. You will never see me running a campaign on you. I don't even understand that kind of shit. And with you, I get it. You don't start it until somebody start on you or say some shit like Sharp. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
let's talk about Sharp, this filthy fucking pimp.
Pussy ass Sharp.
Fuck Sharp.
Fuck,
No,
fuck a
yeah, I got
bitch.
Well,
nothing but
let's get
respect.
Yeah,
into
let's talk
it.
about
Let's get
Sharp.
into
Yeah, get it.
The Crash Out
Oh,
Squad. Let's go.
Fuck that bitch
there it
ass
go.
nigga.
He packed
The
his
pee
ass up
drinker.
on Clubhouse,
Done packed him
and
up a
he
couple
ain't
times
never
already.
came
Fuck
back.
Sharp. Sharp ain't
Gay,
shit.
gay
Sit down.
Dracula.
Hey, what's up?
And Sharp ain't from Dago. So
That
When he
nigga
next
was
time
messy,
you
Sharp.
get
I
up
want to whoop
there,
his
he's
ass.
not
That
from
nigga ain't Sharp. He
Dago.
a butter knife.
Sharp eat period blood.
Fuck
Yo,
Sharp.
that's
This
He
the
sick.
do
I'm
hunted
gonna
eat
steal
side.
period
that.
blood.
This the hunted side. Salute to the
Yo, I'm
king
gonna
and the
steal
queen.
that if you
A
don't mind. I'm gonna put that
homosexual
in the
vampire
rap.
pimp is crazy.
Hold on. What you say, Adam? Yo, Sharp, I see every day. I don't know if he's like found a bunch of shit he wants to talk about. He just spacing it out. But every day he's looking away from the camera and he's sipping and he's just in a rant.
Yeah, they told me that last night, or like a night or two ago, that he went on stream and he was trying to actually talk about the election and shit, and the numbers were sliding down like crazy because he was trying to talk about something outside of No Jumper. So I feel like he doesn't feel like he could talk about anything else because that's the only thing that anybody wants to hear him talk about. So he's kind of stuck right now. And you know, he tries to talk about anything outside of us. People just start exiting the fucking stream. So I mean, honestly though, the Sharp thing would make me sad if I took him more seriously as a human being, because the truth is that we made some good money together. We had a nice relationship for a couple years there, but Sharp was like, really, if you look at everybody who has ever been on No Jumper, House Phone, AD, T-Rail, like on a sheer personality level, I was kicking it with those dudes. Like, we were actually friends to some extent, you know? Now with Sharp,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, he was always the person that, like, we could have a cool 5-10 minute conversation, but I wasn't really trying to kick it with him because he's a fucking weirdo. And whenever I would bring him places, I would be getting complaints from the girls. My girls started to dislike him after a while because he was so disrespectful to other random girls. So I mean, me bringing him onto the platform was kind of like me
That's a
saying,
bad thing, Adam.
but me bringing him on was kind of like me saying, all right, this guy might not be my favorite type of person, but I'm going to bring him on because it seems like the content's working and the people are, you know, it's going to make money. That's good for the business, whatever. But in the end, you know, he really kind of showed his true colors by just talking a bunch of shit instead of like approaching me with his issues, you know?
I'm gonna be real. Like, the minute somebody's significant other starts to dislike you for some shit, you need to check it, or you on your way out on some real shit. You off the rip. Your wife, I guarantee you, tell you right from the first time we ever met to every time I see her, she don't have no problems with Wack. Straight
No,
up.
yeah, she likes you.
You know what I'm saying? And you gotta always keep that right, because the minute when they start to feel something, that, you know, your wife is plugged into you, believe it or not. So she's gonna see some shit that you may not see because you blinded on some man shit. The
Yeah.
minute my woman start to telling me certain things about an individual, I'm definitely gonna I'm gonna pay that attention. And the first sign I get, and I'm gonna pull back. So yeah, I don't know, man. He blames you for what wasn't happening for him, but on the same token, you don't do what he does. He went to the pimp content, and neither one of us really understand that shit. Adam does plug talk, but he's not. This is an understanding. This is not a force. And when we hear pimp, it's kind of like it's a manipulation or a force thing going on, right? So it's two total different things.
Yeah,
And
I mean, my girl, like she's a girl's girl. You know, like her relationships with women in her life are very important to her, and she can't fuck with anybody who's rude to, like, you know, girls. And with him, it's like, you know, there's two girls who work for Plug Talk that are basically like, one of them doesn't even have an Instagram, the other one has an Instagram, but they're both hella low key, and they work for Plug Talk, but they don't have OnlyFans. They're not interested in being porn stars, nothing like that. So the fact that Sharp was like hella rude and weird to those girls, like, that was for sure the beginning of Lena not fucking with him, just because, you know, like, she just demands like the basic respect to the women that work with us and shit. And
yeah,
he totally fucked that up from the very beginning, because he was just like, it's just like, you know, you got to understand how weird it is for Sharp, where he feels like he's able to have this level of control over girls, but then when it comes to the porn star world, that one of the biggest things you got to learn if you're a dude who wants to do business in the porn star world is that these girls have more control and more power than most of the
that's a
dudes.
fact.
So
That's
if
a
you're a
fact.
dude and you're talking to a chick and she's making $200,000 a month, what the fuck are you gonna tell her? And for Sharp, he's not comfortable with that. You know, he likes to keep his bitches broke and barefoot, and like, they gotta listen to him. You know, and I don't think Sharp ever really got over the fact that, like, not one of the girls that ever came through besides Damn Homie was willing to give him some pussy, you know?
Yeah, that's wild.
And see, then Damn Homie gives him some pussy, boom, ruins his whole life. He ruined his whole life for her. It's crazy.
That's a fact. That's a fact. And then the pimp cup ends up in the fucking. Is that really his pimp cup? Is that the cup? What is that cup, bro? It's the cup.
Actually, the funny thing about that cup is that it was never his. There was this girl that worked for No Jumper for a little while, for like a year or two, and it was a Secret Santa thing where everybody exchanged gifts, and she she made that cup. She went to fucking Michael's and bought a bunch of like, sticky rhinestones and shit,
Uh-huh.
and then she put it all over the cup. And when he got it, like you could go back and watch the video, like he was mad when he got that cup because he felt like it was like a disrespect to his pimping culture or some shit like that. So he never even took the cup home. He left the cup at the office. So it is pretty funny that he's all butthurt about us doing shit with that cup because that's like it was never even his in the first place. Like he never even brought it home. But yeah, the cup. We got the cup. We're gonna be doing some big things with that cup.
All right, yo, Brock, where you at, man? You had some questions, man. You had a whole bunch of questions.
Yeah, man. What up, Adam, man? It's Brock. I'm from Houston. The dude you always try to like compare to the wrestler or some shit when Wack bring me up, man. So you gotta acknowledge me. You gotta
Brock
start
Lesnar got
acknowledging
us,
me.
yeah.
Yeah,
Brock from Houston, bro.
that's
Now we
Brock
know
from
each other.
Houston. The only
Oh
Brock
shit,
I
yeah,
know
what's
is
up?
Brock from
Look.
Houston.
Nah, but look, I'm 30, so I remember a time where like No Jumper was like known for acknowledging unacknowledged rappers, like
Uh-huh.
in terms of comedians and stuff like that. Do you think that and especially being from Texas, because we lack like a heavy media presence, so it was like important. Do you think you'll ever kind of get back to that?
I mean, I feel like that's pretty much where we're at. It's like we interview rappers that nobody ever heard of all the time. It's just that they got to have some kind of motion or something that makes it interesting to the people. It's tough to do an interview with somebody that nobody ever heard of. Like even on a platform as big as No Jumper, I remember Flacco interviewed some fucking dude that I don't know why he interviewed him, but the dude had no fucking views on anything, and that shit got like 1,800 views. So I mean, we gotta make our decisions wisely because if the algorithm sees a channel with 5 million subscribers interviewing somebody and it gets 1,800 views, then it's for sure not going to be showing that content to fucking anybody. So, I mean, I feel like kind of the biggest difference between us and like a Joe Budden podcast or even an Akademiks or whatever is that they all have kind of like higher standards for who they'll interview. And whereas for me, my thing has always been that we're going to like be able to get views and be able to make interesting content, even interviewing people that are like relatively early in their journey. But I'm always trying to just kind of like scope things like artists that people would be interested in that are kind of early, but it's tough to interview somebody who's really got nothing going on
Nothing
because
is solid.
there's got to be something that makes people click on it,
Yeah, nah, because I just feel like you was important in that space. Because, like I said, I'm from Texas. We don't have too much. I mean, now we got like a Say Cheese or something like that. But you were really breaking artists, like at that point.
You know what's
At some point,
crazy, Brock, is we had this conversation on the up and coming segment that comes on at 12 today.
Mm-hmm.
I literally brought it up, and I'm still. He's open to it, but what he's telling me, I agree with, and so I gotta kind of like find something else to like. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah.
Must be sitting in there with hour or two. You ain't nobody. I don't know. Maybe we give him 15 minutes of fame, coming in and drilling. We can create a clip out your ass, and then see how the clips do. And the clips do well. Maybe we can bring you back a little later on. So I'm working on it.
Yeah, because,
You
like,
know what
I
I'm saying?
mean, as like a connoisseur, I thought that Adam would naturally transition into like a label. I didn't see it going the way that it is now.
But
It's
he's
big
going
now.
into an artist. Actually, I think he's going to be his own label to him because this
I'm
motherfucker's
Birdman.
rapping like a.
He say he gonna get his
I'm Birdman.
Birdman on,
Adam, is
not the
rapping
did.
your new hobby?
I think hobby is a good way to put it because I don't take it that serious. But you know when it started to go crazy is because Traplo Ross was here and he really was like motivated. He kept booking studio time, so it's like if he's gonna book studio time, I'm gonna pull up. And even right now, I got like a couple different rappers like Ralphie the Plug who told me they want to do a song. So it's like I'm not really trying to be like a artist who's like bearing my soul on a track or anything like that. But I'm definitely down to pull up and make a song with the homies just for fun. Like that shit is fun. So I'm not taking it too serious, but it is fun. I wish I did start like 20 years ago when I was an actual like rapper age and not 40, but whatever.
Nah, you got bars. I think you started because you be saying some shit be crazy. The Mechanicsville shit was a little crazy. Okay, but
You write all your own shit, Adam, or you getting ghostwriters?
who else gonna write that shit?
Because it's kind of like
That's me.
I don't
That's
know.
all
It's
me.
like
Why he let
Bricc
Bricc
Baby
Baby
sound
say
like
all
he'll
of that?
write some shit like.
Yo, who else gonna say? What did he say? I'm in Mechanicsville with the transmissions. Shit. Who else is gonna come up with some way out shit like that?
I'm
Yeah,
trying to
that
tell
boy
you,
did.
it's crazy.
That boy different right there. I ain't gonna lie. But
I said something in an unreleased song like about how I got so much blood in my boner, but it's not Whack 100 or something. I forget.
See what I'm saying? That's weirdo
Hey,
shit, man.
yo.
Yeah, he on some different shit. This is my different
Bro,
shit.
that's what I'm saying. And
Yo.
you know what's crazy, right? I want to tell the world this, right? I hear this all the time, especially on Clubhouse. Oh, you're supposed to be this, you're supposed to be that, and you let Adam play with you like that on no jumper. Hey, listen, I knew the job was dangerous before I took it. I didn't walk in the no jumper building on some super gangbang. I walked in there as Wack 100, which I tell you guys is an entertainer's name, a character, and the personality. And the fact that Adam knows who I am and understands that I can sit across from him, right? And we could just bounce the shit back and forth, and I don't turn into and thug in the projects is was one of the reasons why he respects me, right? Does he know I can flip out? Yeah, he knows it. Does he think I'm going to flip out? He knows now this is my business partner. This is my co-host, right? And he knows all we going to do is go with the punches. He know I'm going to retaliate, but I'm not going to retaliate how you dump, whoop his ass. Why you don't, what are you talking about? That's
Yeah,
Adam
but
22.
I think we realized at a certain point that the best version of us having chemistry on the podcast was just both of us being ourselves,
That's
and
it.
that like creates the crazy like the differences between us is what makes it interesting, and that's why like when I sit down with like me and Lush are sort of similar personality wise, I think so. Like us sitting down is not necessarily going to be like the most explosive, but me and Wack are like very different, so it's like there's just a natural amount of attention that it's going to get because people want to see the odd couple. We can appeal to both sides of it because you could get like a corny white boy like myself and a alleged former gang member, and it kind of makes sense,
Nothing that Adam does do I take He'll tell you I don't look over there, attitude or nothing. I know who Adam is. He's real respectful, but Adam is a geek, asshole, corny, funny, creative. So at the end of the day, when I look up and see him over there with my woman, and he pulled his phone up on his account that's followed by millions of people and giving my woman some shine, man, that's a salute. I take that as a gesture of respect towards me on some
but
real, you know what I'm saying?
that's real. But yo, also like we have definitely figured out the shit that we don't want to joke about, but a lot of times that shit gets edited out, or we don't do a lot of edits, but we
He
done
pulled a
a few
gun on
little
me
edits.
before, bro. He pulled a gun on me before.
Listen, I was just about to
That's not
say
true.
this. I said, Adam might get a lot, but he is definitely not.
No,
I seen him,
that nigga
and
ready to fight.
I saw him and Wack bump heads. I swear to God, I respect men so much more because women, oh my God, we would have like tore up the whole
We
office.
bumped heads.
They bumped heads, and it was like nothing ever happened. I was sitting in there like trying to play peacemaker, like this is amazing, and there's a roller coaster that was going on. Adam looked at me like, I don't get what you're saying right now. I feel this way. I'm trying to stand in the middle and create peace, and they're like, and when they walked out the office, the shit was over. It wasn't over. It was the dopest shit ever,
partner
yo.
right there, man. That's my partner, man.
That's probably like the best thing that we got going in terms of our shit is that we can get into a clash that is like real serious for a couple minutes, and then by the end of the episode, it's like who cares? We already moved past it. That's
That's it.
very good. I think that's healthy.
And you know what? I thought, Adam, you and AD had that. I thought y'all was trolling. Like when the shit first went down, I thought it was a troll. I'm like, we was too close because AD used to always tell me like, yo, I gotta be cool and all this. So it took me a minute to realize like these was serious, especially since the last time. Adam called me. I'ma say it. He said, hey, what's up, Wack? What up? I know AD's your boy. Yeah, you my partner? Yeah. He said, let AD know I'm ready to shoot the fair one. Let's get out. I started laughing. He said, I'm not. He FaceTimed me. I'm serious. I'm looking at you serious. Right? I called AD.
Crying.
I swear I called AD. I told AD, he said, tell AD pull up. And that's your boy. He know you're not gonna let nothing happen. I know you're not gonna let nothing happen. He can bring his guy and we can shoot the fair one. That's it, right? I called AD. AD said, he serious? I said, yeah, he's serious. AD says, well, what are you gonna let me do? I said, you know what I'm not gonna let you do. He said, all right, just fix it. I said, I'm not gonna let you fight Adam. You know it's not gonna happen. Right? As much as, and I'm a beat, I can't front. This crazy ass white boy wanted to fight. Straight up. He wasn't in no rage. He was calm in the pocket. And I'm like, all right, I had to call AD because he gave me instructions to call. And when I called AD was like, all right, I come over there. I'm like, well, he said, well, what do you want me to do? I said, I don't want you to do shit. I don't want you to fight Adam. I don't want neither one of y'all fighting. Y'all just work this shit out. I'm going to call Adam. I'm going to ask him what the situation is. He's going to tell me. You're going to tell me what yours is. And then y'all going to respect that. And then we're going to go our own ways. Hopefully one day we could all sit down and have a conversation. And that's where we're. But I respected the fact that he didn't give a. This was dangerous about fighting a white dude. When they make their mind up that they want to fight, this ain't about no winning. They just want to fight. And you muck around and get hit with a lucky one.
Right.
And if that happens, it's over with. It was a win-win for Adam anyway. Adam could have whooped AD's ass. He went and got his ass whooped. The fact that he fought AD the Compton Crip would have boosted this shit anyway. But this wasn't no clout shit. He wanted to fight. He said, pay-per-view, all that, tell him pull up, we gonna get it out the way. And that day, I had a different type of respect for it. Straight up. But
That's crazy. I don't even remember that. That sounds wild.
You don't remember FaceTiming me?
Nah, I mean, shit. I be doing mad drugs, so there's a lot of shit I don't remember.
Nigga, you was in your backyard pacing. Yo, you was in your backyard pacing.
Listen, I was sitting right there. You did it. I was like, is he serious? He was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Adam
Wait,
is
so Adam,
hilarious.
do you know how to fight? Like, if you were to get down, do you know how to fight?
Nah, I never did anything like that. I don't know. Even that story doesn't sound like me.
He's gonna put his head down and just throw
He
them
done
oh
sword,
shit.
It's okay,
sword
Adam. I'll
wrestled
protect
before.
you.
Little sword wrestler.
Hey, yo,
No.
did he just say, no, I never did anything
That's
like
hilarious.
Yes,
He
he
tried to say he
did.
do big drugs.
Adam, you an East Coast nigga. What's going on, bro?
Nah, I don't even know what talking about.
That's right, Adam. Play down.
Hey, Adam. Adam, it's Rue.
Hi.
Hey.
How you doing?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
Excellent.
Awesome. All right, so you guys were literally just talking about a question I wanted to ask you. So everybody thought No Jumper was going to fall off after the previous host, 80, quit. You brought on Wack, and I love y'all's chemistry together. Do you feel like Wack is one of your most valuable co-hosts?
Yeah, I mean, in terms of views and shit, for sure. And then in terms of the content itself, yeah, I feel like that's definitely, yeah. I mean, he goes crazy. People. I got to give it to Remo actually, because Remo told me to do a podcast with Wack like for like a couple months before I was finally like, all right, you're right, we should do that. So Remo's the one who convinced me that Wack would be, and a lot of a lot of people do. Like the other day, I hit up somebody to get me a Finesse 2 Times interview because he was in town and he decided that he wanted to tax. And they were like, why is he taxing? He's like, because of all that shit that Wax says about me on there. So there are a bunch of like little ways that, there's perils to working with Wag because obviously you got issues with so many people that talk shit about so many people. And sometimes I wish I could just have like an easier
That's
way
not
of life.
talking shit, Adam. Adam, listen, I did not talk shit. The fucking 3 dudes got out of jail. They found me on Clubhouse. Big John, some other. I don't know these motherfuckers. I ain't from Memphis. They come up, yo, what up, Wack? Who are you? We're from Memphis. We're the guys, dude, Finesse told on. What the fuck are you talking? You got paperwork? Yup, we came prepared. They sending the paperwork. We reading the fucking paperwork. We reading, see all the names, the interview, the fucking interrogation, all the shit. So because these dudes found me, they came and found me. I'm like, do you got paperwork? They'd have said no, and then we'd have drilled him. Then he would have been a Wack fan. But these motherfuckers had it, and I read it, and that's it. Now I'm the bad guy. But the other dudes are still in Memphis shooting fucking videos every fucking week.
Isn't he from Texas?
He lives in Texas, but he's from Memphis, so the three dudes that did the time, and he stole his name from one of them. His name was something else. I think the other dude was King Finesse, the one of the dudes he told on. So they came in, this motherfucker found me. They come in here all the time. People want to expose somebody. They come in here, bring the paperwork. They know I'm asking for the paperwork. They got it. We read it. Hey, if it's wrong, it's wrong. If it's in favor, not in favor. Either way, that's what it is. I don't give a fuck one way or another. I'm not gonna do nothing to you. I don't want nothing to happen done to you. I don't want your fans to stop following you. It's just content. That's it.
Yeah,
No
they
more, no
popped up
less.
out of nowhere. They came
I
in the
don't know them
room
fucking
and
people, and now
dropped
I
the
get to
content.
blame for the people he told on. They got out of jail. Adam, they got diss songs out there talking about the people that went to jail that done diss songs. Just don't have a fucking voice, so they come on here and then there it goes, and that's it. And guess what? Whack, you did it, and now they want to blame Adam for some shit.
We
This
didn't
shit
tell
crazy.
Finesse to snitch. He did it on his own.
I didn't tell them dudes to come in here. I didn't know them fucking people.
I didn't even know what you did to him. I just fucking
No, the
got the
three people,
response.
they went to jail for, remember all the shit came out. So his mother was defending him about the feds. It wasn't the feds, it was a state case. And Finesse was like 17 or something. And they did a robbery, and they asked Finesse if he wanted to tell his story, and he told them first, last, middle names of everybody who did everything. They were adults, so they went to the pen and did like 3 years, 5 years, 6 years, and shit like that. So quite naturally, on the juvenile side, you couldn't pull Finesse's paperwork. But because they were the codees, they had the paperwork. So when they got out of prison, they found me on Clubhouse and came in here and ran the shit. And I guess he blames me. So fuck it, I'm the bad guy.
Fuck it.
Yeah, fuck it.
My second question I wanted to ask you. So you did an interview recently. Speaking of interviews, you did a recent interview with Pop Smoke's Killer, and you got a lot of backlash about that. Why did you feel it was significant to interview him, and what backlash did you receive?
Yeah, a bunch of people just made content about it all week long after that shit happened. I mean, my whole thing is that I feel like No Jumper's lane, more than anything else, is that we really speak for the shit that the people in the streets, in the trenches, really want to know
Yeah.
about. And from my perspective, everybody I know involved in the LA rap street world or whatever, everybody was talking about Blockstar. Everybody was talking about who was going to interview him. And I just felt like, everybody wanted to hear that story. And I didn't want to let somebody else do a bullshit job of telling the story. So I said, fuck it, I'm going to get it done myself. And I felt like we did a very compassionate, understanding version of that story. And I don't think that the interview was like disrespectful on our part at all.
No,
I
not
think
at
it was an
all.
important story to tell. I look at a lot of more, serious platforms like fucking 60 Minutes or whatever, and I don't think that they would shy away from interviewing somebody who's basically like a famous killer. And there's a zillion other examples of other people in hip hop media doing the same thing, all the way from fucking Gucci Mane. A lot of people would say that he killed somebody. Fucking Lil Tim just did Vlad. Vlad had, I remember No Plug back in the day, etc. And the truth is just that I look at us as the premier West Coast hip hop platform that speaks for the streets. And to me, Blockstar and the whole Pop Smoke thing was like an incredibly important story to tell. And the fact that everybody just like complained about it for a week and then they all just got over it, to me, that just fucking tells the truth, which is that all these people are just thirsty as fuck for some shit to talk about on the internet. And if they could villainize somebody and turn me into fucking Voldemort for the week, it is what it is.
Well, their
I'm
whole
not really
thing
worried
There you
about it.
is you're
go.
white. Their whole thing is you're white and you shouldn't be speaking on this type of shit. And I tell people, well, the white guy has opened the doors to a bunch of people that look like us, and his platform has always gave a lane to help the underground or up and coming artists, somebody that's us. So at the end of the day, and another thing, you don't beat your chest because you ain't arrogant. But No Jumper's the biggest motherfucking podcast on the West Coast.
That's a
Yeah.
fact.
Period. Like you don't jump in the air and scream it. Not only is the big, it's independent. Like
Right.
Adam's not up under a Spotify umbrella or no shit like that. So, at the end of the day, yeah, he got a right to do what he does. Just like you guys, you black artists have a right to go over there to UMG and these other labels and sign the contract with people that don't look like you. He has a right to report on what's in the blogs or whatever information comes to him that's not incriminating, right?
And
Uh,
to be real,
Right.
like I've always tried to do content like from the very beginning on YouTube. I always wanted to do shit that other people wouldn't do that was like too real, but that like I could push social media to the limits. Some of my earliest viral videos would be like me going on crazy warehouse hipster parties in LA, and we'd be doing, we wouldn't show it 100% because of the YouTube terms of service, but we would like blatantly be out getting until 8 in the morning, and we would make vlogs out of that. I had one of my earliest viral videos was me going into the woods and doing it with a bunch of my friends and just flipping out and just being weird as shit on camera. And even all the sex stuff, like one of my most viral things was like basically just having a threesome and then talking about it on YouTube before that was like normal. So in terms of like talking to that other people wouldn't want to interview him because they're scared of pissing off New York or pissing off the sensitive hip hop community or whatever. Like really what was fascinating about it to me and why I thought it was worth telling is just because of the fact that the truth is that in hip hop and in the streets, you get a shitload of rank and respect for killing someone. And the fact that like LA I figured was going to have to grapple with that sooner or later is that Blockstar is basically famous as a result of taking somebody's life, and it's obviously not a good thing that he took his life. I would love for Pop Smoke to be here making music. It would be a way better hip hop world if he was still around, but I still like this guy's going to be famous either way. I mean, mysteriously it seems like he's kind of vanished. I don't know what happened to him, but I just thought it was an important story to
he's
tell, and I don't
probably
regret it
back
at
in
all.
jail.
Wait, you think he is really?
I would think, because he's been too quiet, bro.
Yeah,
Very
he is
quiet.
locked up. He locked up, Wack.
I told you, they ass in jail.
I think his Instagram got deleted too.
I think you forgot about one viral moment though,
Yeah, he
Adam.
locked up.
What's that?
One of the viral moments was your crew using the homeless men on Skid Row to do stunts
Oh
on the
yeah, good
bikes,
times. Good
and you
times.
posted it on your YouTube page.
Yeah.
Thank you for answering my question. Appreciate it.
Oh yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Hey, Adam. This is Faith. I love the work you do, by the way.
Oh, thank you
So,
so much. Appreciate it.
so I have two questions. Uncomfortable with your wife working with other men?
Uncomfortable for sure. Like she's only worked with three other dudes, and two of them I was in the scene. So it's definitely it was interesting getting used to it, but I think the fact that we have a very trusting relationship is why we're able to do shit like that and not have it be a big thing in our relationship. Honestly, it's like people think that it's got to be this like big issue in our relationship, which is not. I mean, it was a thing for a couple weeks when she did the scene and it was going super viral that first time. But since then, I mean, we ain't really tripping. Like, honestly, all the crazy porn shit that we've done over the years, it's just not really, I don't know. It's not the biggest deal to me. Like, even normal people are like, they hate the idea of their wife even being naked on the internet. To me, I never even thought about it. That was nothing to me. So, I mean, I didn't really like I don't really care about us working with other people. It was just like when that shit was going so viral, it was kind of hard not to be affected by it a little bit. But I mean, that was like a year ago. Shit, I don't even think about that shit anymore.
Okay. What about? Do you ever worry about your wife having when she is having unprotected sex and the risk of anything coming back to you?
Not really, because we all get tested at the same place every 2 weeks. Everybody in the industry, and it's kind of like everybody in the porn world are basically like friends, more or less. Like Jason Love, I don't really know that well, but the other two dudes that we've worked with were Lil D and Hollywood Cash, and like we like our actual friends. Like I see those people all the time, and I fuck with them, and so it's not awkward or weird at all for me having shared my wife with them. And I don't know, like I don't worry about STDs in terms of the porn shit just because I've been doing it for a long ass time. I only got burnt Actually, on camera, I think I only got burnt one time. I got burnt by like a Mexican prostitute one time. That was a long ass time ago though. But I don't know. I don't really worry about it because it happens so infrequently in the porn world. And when you do get burnt, it's like, you know, you just get chlamydia or whatever. You go get a shot in your ass, it's over.
Yo, Adam, I got a question for you.
Sure.
Why did Bricc Baby think we were trying to replace him? He said,
I mean, I think he sees everybody saying that we're trying to replace him with four extras or whatever.
yeah, that's
And
not. Yeah, that doesn't
I
make
don't think
sense.
he don't have like a reason to think that. I think he was just responding to people who are commenting
Gotcha.
on that. But I mean, four
Yeah,
extras is his own
yeah.
person. You know, it's like if I was gonna bring him on as a consistent host or whatever, it wouldn't be to like replace Bricc
Replace
Baby
Bricc
because.
Baby. Yeah, nah.
And I mean, four extras is fun as fuck to have on camera, but Bricc Baby is like a very good
They're
conversationalist in
two
terms
total
of like
different people.
exactly. I don't look at them as being like, oh, they're both Crips, they're both black dudes from LA, so therefore they like are like the same dude. Like they're very different style wise. Like four extras is more like a little bit more civilized Crip Mac, if anything, right?
Yeah. Animated, got a lot of stories. Very serious, but he tells it in a funny way to the people. Like to me, I know he's serious, but to the people, they're kind of looking at like, what the fuck am I looking at? What the fuck is going on here? So yeah, with that, that's why I was hoping he was around. I hope he get out of whatever situation he in, because we was gonna have him and Loose Cannon interview with me and Adam and see how that chemistry work. I think that shit would have been an explosion, along
Yeah.
with Snoopy Badass's baby mother. Now that would have really pissed him off. Wow,
Oh man, yeah,
man,
yep. That four extras. As far as him being a host, it does look a little sketchy because he's been locked up so many goddamn
them
times in the
times,
last
yeah.
like 2 months. But you know, shit. Hopefully, we can figure something out.
Snoopy Badass, Loose Cannon, four extras, double date. Oh
But
shit.
that would be WrestleMania if we all got on a podcast together. Sweetie,
I seen a little kid doing it on Instagram.
me too.
Oh, I said, oh shit. This stuff is really starting to go somewhere. I think
Right.
Loose Caddy might be in here somewhere. He might be asleep. All
Yeah,
right,
he's here.
Sweetie.
where you go? He in there. Yo, Loose, where you at, man?
Doing today? Can you?
Yeah, who
Yo,
was that?
Sound like
It
Lady
looks
K.
like
It's
he
Killer.
dipped. He dipped out.
Oh, go ahead, Killer.
Wait, is he in here?
Nah,
Nah,
go
Loose
ahead.
is
Nah.
out,
Where
but
you going?
Adam's here.
Oh, Adam is still in here. Okay, what's up, Adam? How you doing?
hi. How you doing?
That's what you wanted to ask him? AB is
I'm
back on mute.
crying.
Oh, okay. He didn't say nothing,
He
so I
said,
just
Listen.
I'm
wanted.
here.
Well, I'm
Okay, so
here.
Adam, I want to know, what did you refer by calling Ruga a caveman?
I was referring to like his ability to have a conversation because I felt like it was just such a uncivilized move to show up to a podcast, get into an argument that you were like not terribly doing that well in, and then decide that you want to turn the podcast into a street fight. Like to me, that is the kind of thing that is just indicative of having like no confidence in your ability to share your ideas. Like I don't know why somebody would get the idea that they could come to a podcast and turn it into a fist fight. And that's why we had security there, et cetera, is because I didn't want a situation like that to be able to occur. I think he basically like was like defaulting out of having to have the conversation by throwing a little temper tantrum. And you know, it wasn't a racial thing at all. I don't think I ever said anything about like the caveman word came to mind, just because it was like, damn, this dude is, he really showed up to a podcast thinking that it was going to turn into a boxing match, and I just wasn't going for
Caveman can never be
So
considered as racial coming from a white dude to a black dude. That's what we call the white dudes.
it.
I'm dead. And
It's
then
real.
question, I don't have really a lot, but now let's just say it would have turned into a boxing match or whatever, right?
Wasn't gonna happen.
Would you have sued at the end?
Wasn't gonna happen.
I mean, I don't think my lawyers would have suggested that it was a good idea for me to sue somebody that I assume is, you know, it's very expensive to sue somebody. And I would assume that Ruga's not exactly like a millionaire off of music and whatever else he got going on. So probably realistically, I probably wouldn't have sued him, and I definitely wouldn't have pressed charges because, like, what the fuck is that? I don't feel the need to do all that. So, nah, probably not.
Yo, Adam, why these motherfuckers really think you a walk in the park? Hey, yo, y'all bet not. First of all, whenever I'm on set, it's not wise to come in there playing with Adam. Outside of me, my team fucks with this dude. Straight up. Like,
Man, I
my
should have had Baby Cuban Rob in there that day.
he'd have socked him out.
Baby Cuban Rob is always looking. He's always itching for a fight.
That's what he does. So I don't even be understanding. Like, bro, I don't know what these people be thinking. He ain't going for it. The security ain't going for it. And if we on deck, we definitely not going for it. So y'all might want to reconsider all that crazy shit. Like, he's not gonna back down. I didn't see him back down. We was all looking. Dude could beat on the table all he want. Adam's gonna hit you with that real white boy shit that's gonna irritate you even more and have you looking crazy.
And he did. So with that being said, would you ever invite Ruga back to your podcast? And that's my last question.
I mean, yeah, if he's down to behave himself like a grown up, yeah, for sure. I don't.
Shots
I
fired.
watched that. I think I had a similar realization when I watched that Vince McMahon documentary on Netflix. I keep hearing Vlad talk about how that made him realize that he should take the offense that he gets from people less serious. I.e., if somebody disrespects you or pisses you off or whatever, and then at some point there comes up an opportunity to do content again. It's like, if it ultimately is about the content, fuck it. Like, I'm open minded about that shit. I try not to let my own personal grievances get in the way of like giving the fans what they want and shit.
Chuck, I see you on the floor, Chuck. You got some questions, Chuck. Where you at? I
Yo,
know you
yo,
got questions.
yo, salute, salute. Yo, Adam, this Big Chuck from Death of the Cloud Chaser. I got a couple of questions for you.
What's up, G?
So, like, when you made the song, What Will Vaughn Do? Was that song to pay homage, or was it to like to diss him?
I mean, that song in particular was just all of us hopping on there just talking shit, and then we just ended up calling it "What Would Vaughn Do?" because that was like the first thing I said in my bar or in my verse. And nah, definitely not a diss. I was just like channeling the spirit of Vaughn, because people are always telling me like, "Oh, you got to squash it with this person. You should squash it with this person." And in my head, it's like a lot, like the total opposite of what I just said about Vince McMahon and how he is like willing to squash a beef with anybody to make better content. It's like the opposite side of that is somebody like Vaughn, whose attitude is like, nah, if I got beef with you, then I got beef with you forever, and I'm never gonna fucking let it go. So I was just saying that in the song. I fuck with Vaughn. Like, Vaughn's probably my favorite Chicago rapper of all time, and I got nothing but respect for him. But in that song, I was just saying, if you ask yourself what would Vaughn do, then you basically are gonna live the rest of your life beefing with everybody and wanting to kill everybody for the rest of your life, because he basically had that attitude towards who he had to smoke with.
Oh my God! Wait, is the White King here? Is Adam here?
Yo,
Adam, this is Naughty.
hi, how you doing?
Hi, Adam. Oh my God. I just want to say, like, thank you so much for sharing space in the community, by allowing, like trans people to speak. I know you was spoken to my enemy, Cindy, so I had to beat that whole ass. But in Elena, one of my castmates, because I remember the same night that she came on there the first time, that's when we were actually filming the show, The Girls Club. So I remember as soon as she got done with you, did you know that same night I had to put hands to her? That
With
same night we
Sydney
fought.
Star?
Yes, that same night we fought.
Wow, I didn't know that. That's fucking
I
crazy.
told you, Naughty, the transgender on the hunted side, whooped Sydney's ass on the
Right.
fucking. That's not. I know.
Because I heard she sat on your motherfucking lap and I said, not too much on my white king. I ain't having that. So I had to beat that hoe up. Yeah, and
Wow.
then I remember that she came back and then she came up there with Darius McClain and said this.
The dick is gone?
It's gone now.
Shut up. Right,
Someone paid for it.
Who? Shut. You paid
He
for the
paid
surgery?
For it. Yep. He paid for it with that saw money.
That bitch lying. That dick's still there, Adam. Don't let that hoe fool you.
Yo, I know, because somebody sent me a link to her saying it on another podcast like mad years before. So I guess that's just a viral little thing that she says, huh?
Yeah, and then my other castmate Elena was up there, and you and her was having a conversation, and y'all was talking about this.
I hope they don't get hurt.
I don't disclose at all ever.
I'm not gonna lie, you could have got me.
Yeah, I know. That's why I never disclose anyone. Because like the thing with
Even
me
during
is
sex, you would not disclose.
Okay, no, during sex.
You could have. You could. I would have not known.
Sexual space. Would you disclose?
You're there
well,
too.
it depends. It's kind of like
you're all
for
there.
example, like dating wise.
Oh,
if
but
I'm
here we
like
go. Sorry.
meeting someone, I'm not going to tell them right off the bat.
Of course, right.
Because it's
But
kind
I
of
mean,
like,
in an actual sexual
I'm
kind of
glad we tricked
interaction.
you. Yes, I mean before
Right.
it gets to that point, I always disclose it once.
Yeah.
I never heard you saying. So, how do you feel about trans women that don't like disclose their information to men?
I think they need to be locked the fuck up with Eric Holder. That shit is evil right there. And that shit ain't doing that. That's doing a very big disservice to the trans community,
Right?
Because that's just like that shit is very dishonest. And like, you know, somebody like me or Wack, we're willing to treat somebody, a trans woman, as whatever they want to be treated as.
Right.
But at the same time, I just think it's like super disingenuous and evil to go and like, you know, not tell a dude, knowing that dude realistically probably doesn't want to do that. Like, as much as, you know, a trans woman feels as if she's a real woman and doesn't want to have any lines drawn in terms of like what they can and can't do compared to a biological female, I think that shit's it's bad for the trans cause, because
I agree.
It's the kind of thing that I think that everybody should be able to agree on.
Right, and my last clip I got for you is this is the one that everybody was hitting me up when you and Wack had this conversation.
A few allegations.
Oh.
Three.
Three.
One, you walking the dog with a gay dude and got caught. Two, you walked in and your shirt wasn't long enough and you had, I don't know if that was a man thong, if they made those, or you went and brought a big girl's pair of thongs. Three, you liked Naughty Nerd Ninja's post of you with the thong and banging on Sharp on Instagram. That's a known transgender from the Honey side. So what the fuck are you like leaning that way, bro? Because you talk a lot of shit.
And I want to defend him. I want to defend you, Adam. I just think that just because you share space and you're open with your sexuality and you know who you are as a man, and I'm going to stamp this, it's just the fact of the matter that you are you. And I think that people have to understand that you are a man. You know you have a wife and you know you love to do things. So I really appreciate you.
So you saying Adam more man than me? Huh? He doing all the gay shit?
I just want to say that's the white king. That's my white king.
Adam? I don't want you back on my floor no more, Adam. What's going on, Ryan?
I love you, Adam. I love you so much. You know, I got so many people that hit me up was like, "Oh, Adam liked your stuff. Adam liked your stuff." I was like, "That's my baby. I love Adam. I defend you." Listen, when I seen Sharp and I got so mad when Wack was like, you know, Sharp up there with saying, I was so fucking mad. I was like, bitch, if that motherfucking nigga don't get away from my motherfucking white king.
Listen, man, listen.
Wow, I'm so honored. Thank you.
Yo, Chuck, you got one more question for Adam before we roll up out of here?
Thank
you, Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I was gonna ask him like, so with the back and forth with Mama Duck, is that like, does it keep going on because other individuals getting involved, like Ruga and you know the rest of the internet, or is it Mama Duck herself?
I mean, me and her were on good terms. I actually like really that interview meant a lot to me. Like, it was very moving to hear her story and everything like that. But then she got super salty because I guess like when they booked her, they told her like, get a hotel and a flight and we'll pay for, like, just send us a receipt and we'll pay for it. And I think they told her that there was like X amount of dollars. I think they told her like we'll pay up to $400 for the hotel room, and then she got a hotel room that was like $1,000, and so then she was super mad that they only sent her $400 when they told her not to get $1,000 hotel room. But I mean, I think that's like pretty much the main thing that she's still salty about. I really got nothing against her. I do think that her filing the lawsuit against King Von's estate and everything is pretty weak from my perspective. Like, I just think that her son would not want her doing that and would never have let her do that if he was still alive. But ultimately, I don't have any like real beef with her. Even on that song, when I told her she was snitching, that was just a joke. You know, like, obviously she can't snitch on Lil Durk's murder conspiracy that she didn't have anything to do with.
But, we're not tripping, Mama Duck, man. That's his mom's, and you know what? We really, when we respond, him or me or myself, when we respond to her, is really helping her in whatever it is she's trying to do. Because it's obviously she has a YouTube presence. I'm hearing OnlyFans. I don't know if that's real or not, but the fact that we do respond is just helping her, you know, continue her journey on whatever it is she's trying to do. So no, we'll never be the one attacking anybody's mother with some malicious intent to violate them and shit. You know, it's all love and fun and games. But listen, the Adam and Wack show is on. We're gonna hit the link up top.
Clubhouse TV. Clubhouse TV. Clubhouse TV.